The rain poured heavily over a small town in Ohio, USA. 17-year-old Emily Carter stood outside a grocery store, wearing a faded hoodie and worn-out sneakers. She wasn't waiting for anyone. She was hoping someone would ask her to help carry groceries so she could earn a few dollars. Emily had lost her father when she was just 9 years old. Her mother worked double shifts cleaning offices, but the money was never enough. Some nights, they shared one bowl of soup because that was all they could afford. At school, Emily was known as the poor girl. Some students laughed at her old clothes. Others ignored her completely. But every night, before going to sleep, Emily whispered the same words. "One day, I will make my mom proud." She didn't want luxury. She just wanted to see her mother smile again. One cold winter afternoon, Emily noticed an elderly homeless man sitting outside the grocery store. He looked hungry. Emily reached into her pocket. She had exactly $5. That money was supposed to buy dinner. She looked at the man, then at the money. Without saying a word, she walked into the store. A few minutes later, she came back with a hot sandwich and a bottle of water. She handed them to the man. "I'm sorry it's not much," she said softly. The old man smiled. "No, sweetheart, it's everything." Emily walked away with tears in her eyes. She didn't know. Someone had been watching. Across the street sat Daniel Brooks, a successful businessman who owned one of America's fastest-growing technology companies. He had spent years searching for people with honest hearts. Not perfect people, kind people. He had watched Emily give away the last money she had. The next morning, Emily received a strange letter. It read, "You have been selected for a full educational scholarship, all expenses paid." Emily thought it was a mistake. Her mother cried when she read the letter. They had never imagined such a miracle. Weeks later, Emily learned the truth. Daniel Brooks had created a secret scholarship program for students who showed extraordinary kindness. Grades weren't the only requirement. Character mattered more. Emily became one of only 3 students chosen that year. College wasn't easy. Many students came from wealthy families. Emily worked nights at a small diner. She studied during lunch breaks. Sometimes she slept only 4 hours. She wanted to quit countless times, but every time she thought about giving up, she remembered her mother's tired hands. She kept going. One day, a professor announced a national innovation competition. The winner would receive $500,000 to launch a business. Hundreds of students entered. Emily had no expensive equipment, no big team, no investors, just one powerful idea. She wanted to create an app that connected restaurants with homeless shelters, so leftover food could reach hungry families instead of being thrown away. People laughed. "Nobody will use that. That's not a real business. You're wasting your time." Emily smiled. She had heard people doubt her before. Months later, the judges announced the winner. "First place goes to..." The room became silent. "Emily Carter!" For a moment, she couldn't move. Then the audience erupted in applause. Her mother rushed onto the stage crying. Emily hugged her tightly. "We did it, Mom!" The crowd stood and cheered. The app launched nationwide. Within 2 years, millions of meals reached families in need. Restaurants reduced food waste. Homeless shelters finally received fresh meals every day. Emily became one of the youngest social entrepreneurs in America. News channels wanted interviews. Magazines featured her story. But Emily never forgot where she came from. One rainy afternoon, she returned to the same grocery store where everything had begun. This time, she wasn't looking for work. She quietly watched another young girl helping customers carry groceries. The girl's clothes looked familiar. So did the sadness in her eyes. Emily walked over. "What's your name?" "Sarah." "Do you have a dream?" The little girl nodded. "I want my mom to stop crying." Emily smiled through tears. She remembered saying those exact words years ago. She handed Sarah an envelope. Inside was a scholarship, along with a handwritten note. Kindness always finds its way back. Never stop believing in yourself. Years passed. Emily created a foundation that helped thousands of children from low-income families receive education, food, and hope. People often asked her, "What's the secret to your success?" She always gave the same answer. "Success didn't begin when I became rich. It began the day I chose kindness over comfort."